Hi everybody, welcome to another Eating Consciously podcast. I'm Ed, and today I am going to show you how to make a eggplant and tofu parmesan, and it's pretty quick and it's pretty easy. And I'm going to start out here with some eggplant and also some tofu. The tofu is actually a pretty important part in this. You want to look for extra firm tofu. I prefer this brand. It is Fresh Tofu Incorporated. I know it's local for me. I'm in Philadelphia and I believe it's in Allentown. But I do believe it's available widely. So they're the same company that make that tofu turkey, not tofurkey, but it's an actual big slab of tofu that's shaped like a turkey. It's actually quite delicious. But anyway, I just really enjoy the texture of this tofu. So I used to always buy the generic brands, but now I this kind's about 20 cents more than regular tofu, and I go ahead and buy it because it's just so delicious. I also have the eggplant sliced, and I used to never soak my eggplants with salt, but I've been doing it recently because I've had once or twice and I've had the most bitter, disgusting, vile eggplants you will ever taste in your life. So I've been doing this as a preventative measure and it's been working now. So basically, I slice it, I put them down one layer at a time, sprinkle coarse sea salt in between each layer, sprinkle coarse sea salt all along the top, and then let them sit for about 20 minutes and then just rinse them really well with water. And in this bowl, I have a mixture of soy milk. You could use any non-dairy milk, and also about a tablespoon of lemon juice. And what that's going to do is actually coagulate the milk and make it like a buttermilk. And then over in this bowl, I just have some whole wheat pastry flour and also a couple tablespoons of nutritional yeast. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take one piece of eggplant, go ahead and dip it in the buttermilk, and then I'm going to go ahead, dredge it in the flour. You want to make sure that it's covered pretty well. And after it's covered, we're going to go ahead, and I have a pan over here that's nice and hot with some olive oil. I'm just going to go ahead and plop that down right in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of the eggplant. I'm also going to do the same thing with the tofu. So I cut the one block into 8 slices. So I'm going to just go ahead, dredge, and then coat with flour. And I'm just going to repeat this process until all the tofu and all of the eggplant have cooked. Now, you want to let it cook in the oil. You can put several in a pan at a time, obviously. But you want to allow it to cook in the oil. In the pan, it'll usually take about a minute on each side. And then it'll be nice and brown. And then you flip it over and do the other side. So I'm going to, since my oil's freaking out at me here, I'm going to go ahead and finish this process. And then I'll catch up with you as soon as I'm finished. So as you can see, I just flipped these ones over and they're nice and browned on each side. And you know what, if you're using a non-stick pan, you probably won't have a problem with them sticking. But if you're using a stainless steel pan, as am I, you may notice that they might tend to stick a little, especially once the oil starts to evaporate a little, as it has here. And please feel free to always add a little extra oil. That's why I have it on hand right here, just in case. Just add like a teaspoon at a time, whatever you need. But usually when they start to stick to a stainless steel pan, it's because you're not letting it cook long enough on that side. So if it's sticking, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm telling you, leave it alone. If it's sticking, leave it for another 30 seconds and then check it again. Because once it starts to get these brown crustiness on it, that's when it'll loosen itself from the pan and it'll be just ready to flip over. So I'm still going to go ahead and finish these up, and then I will show you what we do next. Alright, so I have finished cooking all of the tofu and the eggplant, and it looks really cool on this plate. It's all nice and browned up. So I've also mixed a can of tomato sauce. I usually buy the no salt added, but by all means buy whatever you want. And I added some 2 cloves of minced garlic. I also added some salt and pepper. And then over here I have a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. And what you see in the bottom here, this is brown rice that I cooked. I started with a cup of uncooked rice, so it's about 2 cups of cooked brown rice pressed along the bottom. Usually I use a whole wheat pasta on the bottom here, but as usual, I have neglected to be completely prepared to make this meal, but that's fine because we can just make things up as we go along. So I'm just going to take the tofu and put it right there, and then I'm going to take a piece of eggplant and put it right there, and maybe I'll put another piece of eggplant. It doesn't really matter how you put the stuff, just try to stagger everything out along the top of here. Alright, so I have it all spread out evenly here. Certainly do whatever works for you. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take some of that tomato sauce, and I'm just going to go ahead and drizzle this over top of the whole entire thing, nice and evenly. So let me go ahead and do that here. And at this point, it is completely up to you. I have some nutritional yeast here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just sprinkle some nutritional yeast over top of this whole thing. I'll put quite a bit because I love nutritional yeast. I have made this same dish before a little bit more decadently with some vegan mozzarella cheese alternative, which was quite delicious melted on top of here. I prefer Follow Your Heart brand, and by the way, I'm not getting any endorsement from them. I just do support them. I like to support vegan companies, so I think Follow Your Heart is a good one, and they have a good product, so I like to use that. But if you're trying to go a little less processed, this is definitely a great alternative, and as you probably know, the nutritional yeast is quite delicious and quite cheesy. So, it's all covered with nutritional yeast, and then all I'm going to do from this point on is put it in a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes, and that's how easy it is to make eggplant and tofu parmesan. Well, I hope you visit www.eatingconsciously.com to keep up with all my recipes. I will see you next time. Bye.